Hello and welcome back. Here we are. The Champions League draw has occurred, and we know who all of the final 8 teams will be playing in the Champions League quarterfinals. So today, I've decided let's predict who is going to be advancing to the semi-finals and who will after that be advancing to the final. Obviously, the draw for the quarterfinals happens alongside the draw for the semi-finals. So we know everybody's route to the final, so we can predict the whole competition right here. Starting off with the first quarterfinal, let's get right into it with Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. So I've decided at the home leg, I feel like Arsenal are going to just about have the edge. I feel we're going to have a bit more of an edge than we will in Munich, but at home, I feel like we're going to be very, very strong. Obviously, the Bayern Munich fans aren't allowed to travel to the game, so that's going to be a big bonus for us. And I just feel like we're not the Arsenal of old. This team is very, very good, and I think we can beat Bayern Munich. I've got faith. First leg, I've gone with a 3-1 win for Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium against Bayern Munich. And second leg, I said a 1-1 draw, which means an aggregate win of 4-2 for Arsenal against Bayern Munich. Then the next game, moving on to Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. Atletico, I mean, it's two teams really who are very decent defensively. Offensively, I'd say Dortmund are probably slightly better, but defensively, I think there's quite a large advantage in Atletico Madrid's favour. So I think overall, I'd probably say Atletico will win in Madrid 1-0 against Dortmund. Then in at the Signal Iduna Park, I reckon it'll be a draw. A 1-1 draw with a 1-0 win for Atletico in Madrid. So an aggregate, a 2-1 win for Atletico, and Atletico advancing to the semi-finals alongside Arsenal. On to the third quarter-final matchup now. It's Real Madrid versus Manchester City. First leg, it's in Madrid at the Bernabeu. I've gone 2-1 Real Madrid against Manchester City. A bit of a surprise, I guess. But I think Madrid, they are actually still good. And they would beat anyone. It's just City. City are a bit good, aren't they? But I think if anyone's going to beat City this competition, it's probably going to be Real Madrid. 2-1 in the first leg, then at the Etihad, I've gone with a 2-2 draw. This game always has goals in it. I've gone 4-3 on aggregate to Real Madrid. I think that'll be a very solid result for Real Madrid, and they'll be the second Spanish team in the semi-finals alongside Atletico Madrid, alongside Arsenal. Moving on now, will we get a third Spanish team in the semi-finals? It's PSG versus FC Barcelona. First leg, I've said 1-1 draw at the Parc des Princes. Is that where Paris? That is where PSG play, yeah. Then the reverse fixture at the Camp Nou, I've said will be a 2-2 draw. So that's at the Camp Nou, yeah. That'll then mean we have a 3-3 aggregate score, and I reckon it'll end 5-4 on penalties. I don't know. It's going to be going to penalties, and I'm saying FC Barcelona will be the one progressing to the Champions League semi-finals, and that is 3 Spanish teams. I guess the big 3 in Spain, joined by Arsenal. Now, obviously, we had the semi-final draw already, so we know who that will then set up for the Champions League semi-finals. The two games will be Arsenal versus Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. First leg between Arsenal and Real Madrid, I think we can take them in the first leg at the Emirates. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I think we can take the challenge. It's not going to be easy, but I think we'll see off at the Emirates. Then in the reverse fixture at the Bernabeu, I don't think it's going to be the same. I think we'll probably lose that one 2-1, lose 3-2 in aggregate. So it'll be a 3-2 win for Real Madrid, and I think that's probably the most realistic result. Bayern Munich we can take, but a team like Real Madrid, enormous challenge. But to make the semi-finals enough, a return to the Champions League would definitely be a good result. And Real Madrid are Real Madrid. You'd expect them to be there, really. Over to the other game between two Spanish teams. I'm saying in Madrid it'll be a 1-1 draw between Atletico and Barcelona. I reckon Atletico score, then Barcelona will find a late goal. Very difficult to do that against Atletico, but I have a feeling it might happen this time around. Then in the reverse fixture, I've gone with 2-0 Barcelona. I mean, again, to keep a clean sheet against Atletico is not easy, but that tends to happen if you score first, because Atletico will be pushing for a goal and you'll just score more. I mean, even then, you'd tend to concede, but you will battle them at that point. I'm not saying that's going to happen. 2-0 Barcelona, which sets up an El Clasico final between Real Madrid and Barcelona. And I've gone with a 3-2 win for Real Madrid. I think that's the most obvious result. I think Real Madrid will beat Barcelona if they play each other. Obviously, their route to the final would find each other, so it would be interesting to see that happen. But yeah, going with 3 Spanish teams for the semi-finals, an all-Spanish final, is very, very interesting. I'm going to move it to top scorer now. And it's difficult, this. It is difficult. Part of me wants to say Antoine Griezmann will win it. He's already got 6 goals, joint top with Haaland. I'm saying Haaland's going to get dumped out in the quarters. I'm saying Griezmann's going to make it to the semis, but there's not many goals in this for Atletico. I have him scoring, what? 1 there. 2 goals. And then in the semis, 3 goals in the rest of the competition. There's not many goals, and there's more goals for Real Madrid players. Mbappe could do it, Kane could do it, but it's unlikely. Real Madrid have got Jude Bellingham as the top scorer with 4. Oh, it is difficult to see who could do it. I reckon it will end up being Kylian Mbappe. Because all he has to do in these quarterfinals, I've given them 3 goals, and he's their main man. He'll probably bag all 3 and end the competition on 9. So let's have a look at top assister. That'll probably end up being Bellingham or Saka. They're the top 2. They'll probably stay that way. And player of the tournament will probably end up being Jude Bellingham, because he's going to win it in this prediction, and therefore will stand a good chance. So, yeah. I think that's just about all I want to say in that regard. So, that is my Champions League predictions. That is going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.